Hey, what's up, guys? It's Aaron. Just doing the response to Module 1 discussion, just parts 1 and 2. So part 1 was about the professional communication, and then part 2 was about the resume. So for part 1, my personal definition of professional communication is what I call work talk, or how you would talk at work. An example of that is when I go into my boss's office and I'm talking to him. I want to be professional, report my findings or completed task, and then await whatever further orders he has assigned for me, or move on to my next task, whatever that might be. And then to show my interaction with our conversation best, I try to make eye contact. I try to stand where he can see me, or if he tells me to sit, sit where we can talk to each other. Um, and then anything I do, I try to do it in a clear voice so I can kind of enunciate what I'm talking and make sure that he can hear me, no matter where we're at in the room. In doing so, I feel like that I treat him with respect and I present myself in a very professional way. On page 7 of the text from our book, the terms sender and receiver are actually explained. And so by walking into my boss's office, I'm taking on the role of the sender, and he takes on the role of the receiver. By making eye contact and him responding to what I'm saying, either by actually talking to me or head nods, we're actually able to communicate and listen and understand each other and, have a conversation. While reading the chapter, I did learn something that I'd never heard before, which was communication bravado. On page 4 of the text, they do explain what that is. In my own words, I interpret it as someone who thinks they're actually good at communicating towards others or to others, but in reality, they're actually not very good at it. I've seen this in my life when I try to explain something, or I should say, when people try to explain something to me, and like when you get really excited, you start talking really fast, and then no one can really understand you, and just kind of your kind of like that. Your mind or your mouth moves faster than your mind does, and it just makes it hard to understand. And then if people keep going, you don't really get to go back, and you kind of miss those pieces. So it just kind of makes what they were saying hard to understand. And so that's just kind of how I interpreted that. For part 2, though, for the resume side of it, I did attach my resume in Canvas so you can actually see and look at it. If you actually do open it up, it is pretty long. It's about 2 pages. This is an older version of a resume than what I'm actually currently using, and the one I made was actually specific for a job I applied for, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, so I've used this one for a while. It helped me get my internship, which is kind of what I was using it for. I learned how to write resumes on multiple different classes, and each one actually did teach me something a little bit different. That some of it contradicted itself, and some of it just was other things I didn't know. So my first time I ever learned about it was back in high school. I was taught that it should be a page and it should highlight any hard work and reliability, anything that could really help you get your first job, kind of get your foot in the door at like a fast food place or, mowing lawns or something, just kind of show off your community service work. Or if you were an honor student or in clubs or anything, you just want to put whatever you can on your resume to try and make it look good and make someone kind of say, hey, this might be a smart kid to have, working for us. And then in college, I did take some classes where they say to restructure it to highlight your best skills and abilities at the top, and then do job information below, with school being the last thing on there. I had another class, an English class, that told me at the beginning you should have a small sentence, kind of an intro to it, and then have college next, and then put your job experience, and then whatever else you want to at the end, like abilities or tasks or skills. I've gone actually through quite a few drafts of different resumes. And when one of them doesn't work, or they don't seem to work, or I don't get responses or anything that I kind of want, I'll change it up. That's the easiest way that I can think of it to do it. And then, so currently the one that you're seeing right now is structured with kind of a paragraph and a half at the top, explaining what I want, what I'm capable of doing, which is then followed by my skills and certifications that I've earned, followed by job experience, kind of from most recent to least recent, kind of like in a chronological order. And then at the very end, and then I have my educational background, and then lastly, it's kind of any extracurricular activities or clubs or any internships or anything else that I've kind of done. And the reason that I did this one specifically this way, this is by far my longest one at 2 pages, is because I wanted it to show off the skills and the things that I've learned from school and other little jobs specifically for this internship. And in doing so, that's why I pushed forward to do it this way. I have a newer one, which is only 1 page now. But I wanted to specifically choose this one and highlight this one because it was one of the more recent ones that I've done, and I did it for a specific reason, not like as a main resume to use. And I just thought it'd be an interesting one to look at, and might be something you can I don't necessarily learn from, but just ideas or anything like that. But that's all I got. So thanks for listening, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say.